The Trump regime, let me be clear, the Republican Party is holding 42 million Americans hostage just to punish Democrats by refusing to fund SNAP food assistance, which, by the way, Republicans already slashed by billions just a few months ago, right? Hi, my name is Suri Crowe, and you are watching the MeidasTouch Network. Watch as New Mexico Democrat Representative Melanie Stansbury absolutely destroys corporate shill Jake Tapper as he tries to blame Democrats for this mess.
That they can use the hunger of children to try to leverage Democrats rather than feeding 42 million Americans. And we're not going to stand for it. We're going to sue them. We're going to use the courts. We're going to use Congress. And we're going to do everything we can at the community level to make sure that Americans can put food on the table this weekend.
Should the Democratic,
and we're not going to stand for it.
Should the Democratic senators from New Mexico, your home state, vote to open the government so that these SNAP funds are not at risk?
Let me be clear. The administration is choosing to starve American children with money that they already have appropriated.
I'm not applauding their tactics.
By the White House.
Well,
this is a choice by the White House.
This is also, Congresswoman, this is also a choice by Senate Democrats to not vote to open the government. Yes, it is. I understand why they're doing it. They're doing it because they want Medicaid funds restored. They're doing it because they want Obamacare premiums to be extended past the end of the year. I understand the reasoning.
Sir, let me just be clear. The money for contingency plans is sitting there. That is why the states are suing. The White House is withholding funds from
2 to 3 weeks worth of SNAP funds. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it may not be a big deal to you, but let me tell you that for the grandparents, for grandparents that literally are feeding their children,
my point is that it's a short-term solution.
In those accounts,
it's a short-term.
At the end of the day, people need to be able to feed their families, and Saturday is when those funds run out.
If you feel so
and we are
strongly,
fighting
Congresswoman, why not ask the Senate Democrats from New Mexico to vote to open the government so that the SNAP funds...
Sir, I am here in the House of Representatives. It is shut down. I am fighting to get the government reopened. I am fighting to get funding put back into SNAP that is already existent, and I am fighting for the American people. I am here, but show me a single Republican that is here. Not a single one is here to make sure that Americans are fed on Saturday. That is why I am here.
Good old Jake spitting the corporate Republican talking points. And you know what? It's only going to get worse, because if you think CNN is bad right now, just get ready, because mega Trump donor and billionaire Larry Ellison, who already bought out Paramount, his son David did the whole Skydance merger. Remember the whole reason why Stephen Colbert his show was canceled? Well, Larry Ellison has his eye on the Warner company, which is the parent company of CNN. So if you think CNN has moved to the right, it's about to turn into Fox's doppelganger. So just get ready for that. And Jake knows it. So he's just spitting out the, MAGA talking points. But anyway, back to Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury. She's absolutely right. The USDA has a $6 billion contingency fund that was appropriated by Congress for just such a time as this, for a fiscal emergency. But the Trump regime is refusing to tap into it to cover November SNAP benefits. But surprise, surprise, the OMB directive that states that that contingency fund must be used for fiscal emergencies like this has just magically been wiped off the government website. You know what? They seem to be doing a lot of that lately. Not only is the Trump regime disappearing people off our streets. If you've been following my reporting, you will know that the Trump regime, the government, is also disappearing government-funded studies on political violence off government websites. And now they have removed this congressional appropriated contingency funds legislature off the government website as well. They don't want people to know the facts.
Let there be no mistake. And that is what this statement is about. This is on the U.S. Department of Agriculture website until very recently. The president is legally obligated to use this emergency fund.
Yeah. I mean, Trump and his cult do not care that families will go hungry this November. In fact, Trump told Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear that he couldn't allow anyone in the state to fund SNAP programs for the 600,000 Kentuckians who rely on SNAP programs. Excuse me, what? No, you can't do that. Trump's just like, no, I don't care. Even if there is a last minute stopgap measure to fund SNAP by the time you see this video, the cruelty of this moment cannot be overstated nor forgotten. The fear and panic that is throwing millions of families, elderly veterans, it's just, the cruelty truly is the point. And it's caused by the horrific nature of what Republicans and their voters have allowed. Sadly, many of the people who voted for Republicans and for Trump are going to be directly impacted by what the party they voted for is doing to them right now. Trump is demolishing our White House, building himself a gilded palace, bailing out a failed economy in Argentina with $40 billion of our tax money. What the hell? Buying Gulfstream jets for Kristi Noem and her boyfriend, Corey Lewandowski, while amassing an estimated fortune of near $10 billion for himself and his Nepo children. But he could give a flying fuck if people go hungry or have health care. As long as Trump, as he refers to himself, as long as Trump's got money and crypto coins and billions and billions and billions of dollars at our expense, that's all he gives a rat's ass about. The radical white Christian nationalist regime wants us all to, breed like rabbits, get down, have those babies. But when we have the babies, they're not going to provide health care for us or our children or, provide food, just have lots of babies, but then take away everything that, from education to food to healthcare. Nope. I found this next clip so powerful. It kind of rocked me to my core. So take a look.
We're not feeding the babies we have. We're not feeding the babies we have. Why does the government want more? We're not feeding the babies we have. Why does the government want more? I know you're thinking, what's your statistic? Where's your proof that we're not feeding the babies we have? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that my toddler's daycare just opened a food bank in the fucking lobby. My toddler's daycare just opened a food bank in the fucking lobby because his classmates might not be able to eat. We got the government. Who's in charge of SNAP benefits? The government that's in charge of food. The government that decides where our fucking money is going to go is going to give $40 billion to Argentina. They're going to build a fucking ballroom to have big old gilded dances. They're going to send how much fucking money for missiles. But the babies we already got, we're not going to fucking feed. We already don't feed the babies. And the government's out here saying we're underbabied. We're not underbabied. We're underpaid. You want more babies? Fucking pay us. Give us the money to feed our fucking kids. Could you try that? Could you think that one through? Could you pull up one Excel spreadsheet that says pay the moms and dads and they'll fuck more? Who wants to fuck right now with these bills? Who wants to, huh? Who wants to nut and have it count? Right now, when any moment your fucking job can be taken by AI or because of some fucking tariff, because some psychopath from the Epstein plane decides on a willy-nilly whim that he's mad at Canada or some shit. Over and over again, I keep getting told it's our fault. It's our fault that America's this way. Well, it's real fucking crazy. When I look at this government, with how much fucking money they make and how many fucking vacations they get to use, tell me how we don't get paid family leave. Tell me how the minimum wage at $7.25 just makes just enough sense. Have Dr. Oz of all fucking people stand next to RFK Jr. telling us that we're underbabied and we need to do work. Fuck you. Do your job.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of says it all. I should probably end the video right there. As Doherty points out, hey, MAGA, you can't consider yourselves the, quote, pro-life party when you're cool with 42 million Americans starving, all because you'd rather protect Jeffrey Epstein and his cabal of pedos than open the government. I mean, yeah, Republicans have been on a 5-week and counting taxpayer-funded vacation in Congress just to protect the Epstein files, refusing to swear in my home state, Congresswoman Adelita Grijalva, who represents the majority of my hometown of Tucson. I mean, I'm out of words. Okay. And then you have Ms. Rachel for Little saying, imagine slashing SNAP, the program that helps children in the U.S. not go hungry while sending billions in weapons to another country to kill other children. And this one just really grinds me. We send $8 billion a year to Israel, which by the rest of the world is considered a rogue, if not terrorist nation at this point. And we are funding them, their universal health care, their free education, as they are committing genocide. That ceasefire that Trump was like, look what I did, look what I did. Any ceasefire negotiations that were done was worked out by the Biden administration. Secondly, Israel lasted, 72 hours before they started bombing the shit out of Palestinian children, families, aunties, uncles, grandparents. I mean, this is not widely reported in Western media, but if you take a look at what's going on, they are annihilating. It is so traumatic and awful, and our tax dollars are paying for that. Well, children over here are starving. We're providing like the arms to kill hundreds of thousands of Palestinians and starving our own children and families and elderly over here. Like, we are just deeply broken. As Robert Reich, President Clinton's former labor secretary, points out, Amazon just announced 14,000 layoffs. Its CEO made over $40 million last year in his salary. UPS just announced 48,000 layoffs. Its CEO made over $24 million last year. Intel announced 20,000 layoffs. Its new CEO's pay package is valued at nearly $69 million. This is what I mean when I say the system is rigged. Boy, is it ever. Yep. And the billionaire Walton family, the ones who own and run Walmart, guess what? According to a study commissioned by Senator Bernie Sanders in 2020, Walmart had the highest number of employees depending on food stamps. 145,000 of their employees depend on SNAP food assistance, followed by McDonald's. So I don't want to hear from these MAGA heads bitching on fucking TikTok about get off your ass and get a job, you welfare queens. Like, I'm not even going to give those a-holes energy when we have CEOs making millions and millions of dollars a year, while Amazon employees, they're warehouse workers, they're drivers, while Walmart employees and so many other corporate employees, McDonald's you see there, don't make enough money to afford fucking groceries. They can't afford enough money to put food on their table. When I see 85-year-olds working at Walmart because they don't have enough food money to retire on. My fucking God. God bless the 25 states that are suing. There are 25 blue Democrat-run states that are suing the Trump administration for illegally withholding those SNAP contingency funds. Go get them. 1 in 8 Americans relies on SNAP benefits to eat. I was one of them not so long ago. Like, literally in the past 2 years, I had to rely on SNAP benefits just to have food for my fridge. And trust me, things are pretty tight in my household right now. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. So I understand the importance of trying to keep food in your fridge just to eat. I watch when I go to the grocery store. I see elderly counting their pennies in change just to see if they can make it through the checkout line. I'm sorry, this makes me so emotional. I worked in public schools, so I know what it's like to see kids who don't have enough food at home. And Republicans have cut free school lunches and free breakfast opportunities. There is a reckoning coming. This gross wealth inequality is unsustainable. The real welfare queens, a nasty phrase coined under the Reagan administration, they are the robber barons. They are the Elon Musks, the disgusting Jeff Bezos, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Larry Ellisons, on and on. There's like a list of these mega rich people hoarding wealth at our expense. They are gobbling up everything, including now our freedoms. And we have got to stop it. And we can't, because there are more of us than there are of them. All right. That's what I got. It's horrific. And, I'm praying for everyone who's struggling right now. I understand it. I've been there. I'm going through it too myself. And I feel for you guys. And there is a reckoning coming. We're going to get through this, and we're going to rebalance the completely inequitable wealth, the gross wealth inequality in this country, the wealthiest nation in the world. And we have starving people and people going without healthcare. It's unconscionable. Okay. As always, remain fierce and peace.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.